Hi everyone, this is your grade 6 geography chapter 3 motions of the earth video 2. Small recap. So let's recap what we have learned in the previous video. So we have learned about rotation, circle of illumination, what will happen if earth does not rotate, and revolution. Yes, rotation is the movement of the earth on its axis. Okay, then revolution. The movement of the earth around the sun in a fixed path or orbit is called revolution. Right, children? Yes, the next one is circle of illumination. The circle that divides the day from night on the globe is called the circle of illumination. Right? The earth takes about 24 hours to complete one rotation around its axis. Okay, what would happen if the earth did not rotate? Yes, the portion of the earth facing the sun would always experience day, thus bringing continuous warmth through the region. The other half would remain in darkness and be freezing cold all the time. Life would not have been possible in such extreme conditions. Okay. In this video, we are going to see first about summer solstice. What's the first topic? Summer solstice. Yes. You will see that on 21st June, the northern hemisphere is tilted towards the sun. The rays of the sun falls directly on the Tropic of Cancer. As a result, these areas receive more heat. The areas near the poles receive less heat as the rays of the sun are slanting. How it is? Slanting. The North Pole is inclined towards the sun and the places beyond the Arctic Circle experience continuous daylight for about 6 months. Continuous daylight, right children? Okay. Since a large portion of the northern hemisphere is getting light from the sun, so it is summer in the region north of the equator. Okay, then the longest day and the shortest night at these places occur on 21st June. At this time in the southern hemisphere, all these conditions are reversed. It is winter season there. The nights are longer than the days. This position of the earth is called the summer solstice. The nights are longer than the days. This position of the earth is called the summer solstice. Okay. The next one is winter solstice. On 22nd December, the Tropic of Capricorn receives direct rays of the sun as the south pole tilts towards it. As the sun's rays fall vertically at the Tropic of Capricorn, 23.5 degrees south, a larger portion of the southern hemisphere gets light. Therefore, it is summer in the southern hemisphere with longer days and shorter nights. So, the reverse happens in the northern hemisphere. This portion of the earth is called winter solstice. Okay. Yes. On 21st March, and September 23rd, direct rays of the sun falls on the equator. At this position, neither of the poles is tilted towards the sun, so the whole earth experiences equal days and equal nights. That is why it is called as equinox. This is called an equinox, right children? So the whole earth experiences equal days and equal nights, so it is called as equinox. EQUINOX, equinox. Okay. Then causes of rotation and revolution. On 23rd September, it is autumn season in the northern hemisphere and spring season in the southern hemisphere. The opposite is the case on 21st March, when it is spring in the northern hemisphere and it is autumn in the southern hemisphere. Thus, you find that there are days and nights and changes in the season because of the rotation and revolution of the earth respectively. Okay. So what is the reason behind days and nights and seasons? I mean changes in the seasons. So it is because of the rotation and revolution of the earth respectively. Okay, children. So there are few questions based on the video. First one, what is summer solstice? Second one, what is winter solstice? Third one, what is an equinox? Fourth one, on 21st dash and September dash, direct rays of the sun fall on the equator. For this question, you have to refer content book 20 for your answer. What is the reason for the changes in the seasons and day and nights? Days and nights. Okay. So that's all, children. Your geography third lesson is over.